Welcome and thank you for joining us. It's Wednesday, August 7th. You're watching News 2 on VIA Channel 4 and 504. I'm Allison Bourne-Vanek, filling in for Leslie Commission. Topping our stories tonight, stiffer immigration policies from Capitol Hill may affect the Virgin Islands school system this upcoming school year. According to information provided by the American Federation of Teachers, in the St. Croix district, there may be 10 fewer teachers in the classroom. Here's more.
Teachers, most of them are math teachers, science teachers, and also special education teachers.
According to documents provided by the St. Croix American Federation of Teachers St. Croix chapter, 10 teachers in the J1 Teachers Exchange program have been denied visa extensions, and 10 more are in limbo.
We actually have found out that the reason of our status of being denied is that the department, our sponsor department, had turned in the application for this extension late.
The Department of Education's Public Relations Officer, Cynthia Graham, informed that the department is disheartened that they will be losing critical teachers. On the island of St. Croix, there are currently 44 vacancies, and in the St. Thomas St. John district, there are 50. However, the department says that many teachers did not submit required extension documents on time, and they are not to blame for stronger policies in Capitol Hill.
Chain reaction started where I'm looking at things were not submitted to us, to our HR department on time. And again, processes were different in the past where our HR department had certain relationships with the State Department, and again, policies were slightly different back then. You could submit applications at a certain time and still be able to have some renewals go through. But it's very different now. They're very stringent, but it's important to note it's a 3-year contract. There's no guarantee for a renewal.
In May of 2018, President Donald Trump's administration published a new policy memorandum to tighten enforcement on foreign students and exchange visitors. The memorandum makes mention to J1 visa holders. All of the teachers that have expressed concerns over their J1 visa extensions are Filipino. The teachers expressed that they are not out to pass blame and have enjoyed providing classroom instruction in the Virgin Islands public school system. Most of the teachers say they have moved their families to the territories, but with the recent denial of their visas, they are faced with huge obstacles.
Are not prepared emotionally and financially. That's the problem. Because as we are going to have the time right now, to be honest, is that the shorter the period for us to book our flight, the more expensive it's going to be. So we just know is that to end this thing, if that they're not going to harass anymore, nothing they can do about it, just let us know. That's the only thing we would like to know, to give period about everything.
All the union wants, we're not hitting anybody. Just tell us what you have to. If you can help, you can help.
The teachers stated that they have received their J1 visa extension denials from the Department of Education by mail and email. However, they have not received any direct correspondence from the department's administration staff. For News 2, I'm Stephanie Shalana Brown.
The Department of Education states that international teachers are responsible for their travels back to their home country, as they are also responsible for their travels to the territory upon hire. The Water and Power Authority continues to face public scrutiny, most recently for its attempts to raise the base rates as consumers experience intermittent power outages and soaring electric bills. WAPA insists that savings tied to its propane conversion project are forthcoming. Over the weekend, the authority tested out its Agreco propane generators on St. Croix, which resulted in a few outages. News 2 spoke to WAPA spokesperson John Griot, who gave updates on the status of the generators. Here's more.
Yeah, there was a 24 to 48-hour testing period as we attempted to ramp up the Agreco units on St. Croix, the Estate Richmond power plant, to the full output capacity of 20 megawatts. And we did encounter some issues as we got past a certain threshold where those units would trip offline and it would have a ripple effect in the Richmond power plant. So to be a little proactive about it, during the testing period that ended on Saturday afternoon, what WAPA did was bring one of its units online and had it acting sort of a spinning reserve, a generator that was up to full speed and ready to be added to the grid should we lose the Agrecos in the testing period. It was a matter of switching to that unit that was already online to continue to provide non-interrupted service to the St. Croix community. We did see one or two service interruptions on St. Croix. However, during the testing, they were of short duration and we were able to more quickly recover. And I don't believe that for the remainder of the testing period we saw those new propane-fired units trip offline. So we added a level of insurance there, but in the end I don't believe it was needed. The Wärtsilä units on St. Thomas are providing 21 megawatts of propane-fired generation capacity to the electric grid. They're pretty much online most of the time, and they're in a mix with some of our oil units, our oil-fired units that are rented from APR Energy. Together, those units meet the demand in the St. Thomas, St. John district. But of course, we continue to promote the fact that the Wärtsilä units are more efficient. They have a lower heat rate, so they consume less fuel to generate electricity. And because they are smaller engine sizes, in the event that we do have a service interruption, they can more quickly be restarted and brought back to an online status where they can be added to the grid and provide power to the grid.
Meanwhile, Governor Albert Bryan says he's deeply disappointed about an announcement from Housing and Urban Development Ben Carson that billions in disaster aid to Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands might be delayed. The governor says he understands the concern for heightened security given the latest developments in Puerto Rico, but he also stressed that there have been no improprieties in the Virgin Islands' handling of disaster recovery and no reason to tie the Virgin Islands to Puerto Rico. According to Bryan, his administration has put in place measures to make sure the territory is in compliance with federal grant funding guidelines and has been successful in drawing down hundreds of millions in disaster grants. That's roughly $242 million in Tranche 1. The territory's action plan was also approved for drawing down another $779 million in the second tranche and are waiting for HUD to process the grant agreement. Bryan says he's been lobbying for the White House and Secretary Carson to get a better sense of the implications of the potential delay in HUD funding. 2 years after the storm, he says, the territory cannot delay recovery work any further. We'll keep you updated. Turning our attention to crime, police on St. Thomas arrested an 18-year-old man on rape charges. On Sunday, August 4th, around 10:30 at night, officers arrested Marciano Rivera of Anna's Retreat on St. Thomas for aggravated rape in the first degree. The arrest is tied to an incident on July 29th when police were called to Schneider Hospital in reference to a sexual assault. Police made contact with the victim, a 13-year-old boy who told them that he was sexually assaulted on 5 separate occasions by an adult black male, later identified as Rivera. The victim told police that Rivera held him at knife point while sexually assaulting him and threatened to kill him and children if he told anyone. Rivera was arrested and charged with aggravated rape first degree. He was turned over to the Bureau of Corrections pending his advice of rights hearing. Meanwhile, police are asking for information on this man caught on surveillance camera. He is a person of interest wanted in the Virgin Islands Police Department in connection with a second-degree burglary. The incident occurred on July 24th in the area of Hogansburg at a Frederiksted home. No other information was provided by police on the specifics of that burglary, but if you recognize the person in the photo, you are urged to call the Criminal Investigations Bureau at 778-2211, Crime Stoppers USVI at 1-800-222-TIPS or 911. Coming up next, a new batch of students got scholarships from Sterling Optical this year, plus a community's effort to help get a musician in need. We'll be right back. Since 2002, Sterling Optical of St. Croix and St. Thomas has sponsored the Adams Maypath Scholarship Awards. In 17 years, over 180 scholarships have been awarded, totaling more than $400,000. On Tuesday, 14 students, 8 from St. Croix and 6 from the St. Thomas St. John district, became 2019 Adams Maypath Scholarship recipients.
This is always a happy time of the year for us at Sterling Optical because it provides us the opportunity to promote one of our main principles, which is community involvement. What a better way to get involved in the community than to give back to our students and help them along their road to better education. Education is one proven way for upward mobility. In 2002, we started off with 4 scholarships in the amount of $1,250. Today, I'm very proud to say 14 students will receive checks in the amount of $1,500 made out to their respective colleges. So we're very proud of that fact. All of our 14 recipients, we have 8 from the District of St. Croix, we have 6 from the District of St. Thomas, St. John, are quite worthy of this scholarship.
I am Deshay's mom, Desi Xavier. I'm here with my husband, Rogation Xavier, and we are so happy that my daughter received this scholarship. She is pursuing a degree in criminal justice. She will be attending LaRouche University in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Hi, my name is Giovanni Rochester. I'm the proud mom of Jaquan Richards. He is going to attend Berklee College of Music in Boston, Massachusetts to pursue music performance and music business.
Thank you to St. John, St. Thomas, and St. Croix and the Virgin Islands at large because you've supported us for the last 20 years in St. Thomas, St. John, and 22 years on St. Croix.
The St. Thomas community is pulling together for a beloved musician and one of the most well-known bassists in the territory, Clifton Finch, known to friends as Cliff. Cliff has been a musician for 50 years, playing a diverse range of genres with an emphasis on jazz. Finch has played his music locally in the Caribbean and nationally. In July, Cliff began experiencing severe chest pains, which turned out to be a heart attack. Now his friends are trying to help him recover from an open heart surgery that entails staying in Puerto Rico for 6 to 8 weeks. Organizers are calling their upcoming benefit concert Music for the Heart. It would feature a long list of artists, including Lewis Taylor and Friends, Tommy Pilgrim, Ross Abiji, Jeanette Reimer, and Full Circle Band. The event is on Sunday, August 11th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Emancipation Garden on St. Thomas. Admission is free, but food and drinks will be on sale. Here's more from the organizers.
Itself, yes, first because of Cliffy and what happened with him. But Clifton is a musician here for over 50 years, and he's played with almost all of the bands, and he's been part of our musical interlude, I would say, within the Virgin Islands.
One of my finest memories was performing with Norman Connors. He came with Gary Bartz. So I and Cliff joined the group, which was very successful. We did a concert here in St. Thomas, and then we went to St. John, and we went to St. Croix. In fact, Norman Connors wanted to take Cliff and myself back, but you know, Cliff said no, man, he didn't want to go. He wanted to stay here on the island.
And because Cliff has contributed so much for so long, this opportunity for the community to take part in this event to highlight and embrace Clifton is going to take place on Sunday, August the 11th. In the Emancipation Garden. Start at 5 p.m. in the afternoon and we go until at least 9 p.m.
I also want to take this opportunity to thank the entire community for the outpouring of love, prayers, donations, contributions that have been pouring in on Cliff's behalf for the past month. The entire family wish to express our deep gratitude for all that you have done. We also continually have a GoFundMe page, which you can go, once you go on GoFundMe.com, just type in Cliff's name, Cliff Finch, and his page should come up if you'd like to donate that way.
Stick around, your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.
Well, I hope everyone's enjoying their day. Looks like we will see some changes over the course of the next 24 hours as another tropical wave makes its move on in. As we take a look at the current satellite, notice that we are following again this feature making its move currently throughout the Windward Islands. But again, later on tonight to Thursday and even into Friday, we will see an increase in shower production. Again, we're following these tropical waves, and you can almost call, again, this area of cloudiness and showers and thunderstorms a loosely organized tropical wave. Again, this is a feature here off to the north right now. Here's the wave that made its way off to the south of us yesterday, dropping us some heavier precipitation amounts, but at least for now we're not overly active. Again, closer inspection again showing that we are talking about a relatively stable air in place right now. We call it the sinking air, and typically behind tropical waves you do have a bit of a lull or a bit of a break. Here comes the next active batch of precipitation sliding its way in, and this will increase our shower chances tonight and especially into Thursday. So spotty showers the remainder of today. High temperatures topping off into the mid and the upper 80s for tonight. Partly cloudy, still some showers around. Overnight low drops down to 79. Showers continuing for tomorrow. Again, some of these will be a little on the heavier side around St. Thomas and also toward St. Croix. Also looking at a moderate to rip current risk as we go throughout St. Croix the next couple of days as well as this tropical wave makes its way on through. And again, showers and thunderstorms going to be a possibility. Downpours going to be a likelihood as we top off at 89. Let's check out the waters on the Atlantic side. 3 to 6 feet. Easterly winds at 10 to 20 knots, and it potentially waves up to 7 feet here on the Caribbean side. Easterly winds 15 to 20 knots as well as we go down the road in the wake of this tropical wave. It quiets down Saturday and just the odd shower as we venture into Sunday and also into Monday. Have a great night.
Thanks for that. Coming up next, News 2 Sports with Gary Anthony. Don't go away.
Gary Anthony, and this is News 2 Sports. The Paradise Jam Summer Tour has arrived. 4 teams from the States, the BVI national team, a team from Canada, and a USVI national team will be playing summer hoops beginning tonight through Saturday, August 24th. Basketball Travelers Executive Director Nels Hawkinson and coaches Darren Horn of Northern Kentucky and Joe Golding of Abilene Christian University give us the fast break about the Summer Jam Paradise Jam Summer Tour.
Excited to let everybody know we've recreated the Paradise Jam Summer Edition. Prior to the 2 Category 5 hurricanes of 17, in August, prior to that a month before, we, with the Department of Tourism, put together a summer Paradise Jam session, bringing in NCAA Division I men and women's teams to compete against the Virgin Islands national team, other teams from down island, and some teams from Canada to have some fun and an opportunity to fill some hotel rooms and people spending some money in the, when things aren't really going so, not a lot going on here in the islands during that summer period from June through August. So we're back again. Now that infrastructure is ready to go, the gym's ready, we got some hotel rooms up and going, so we have 4 NCAA Division I teams that will be here for the month of August. Out here practicing right now is Northern Kentucky. Abilene Christian will be following, and you'll be seeing games here for the next 5 days with those 2 teams. Both those teams actually made it to the NCAA tournament, which is pretty cool. One of the top 69 teams in the country, during March Madness. And then following that, we have Youngstown State, and a lot of people recognize the name UMass. So those are the 4 teams that are here for this particular year. And then we're already looking for different sports to come in that May to August period, and then Paradise Jam Summer back for 2020 and there beyond.
It's a great opportunity for our program and our players specifically on a lot of levels. Basketball-wise, we get the opportunity to practice some before we even get here, some extra days in the summer, which has been really beneficial for us because I'm a first-year head coach transitioning with an older team, and I think it's been good both for the players and me. In terms of having the extra preparation time, but then just the opportunity to play some outside competition in August, and then the off-court experience of coming to a beautiful place like St. Thomas and having an opportunity to see the island and meet the people and hopefully participate with some of the local kids and be able to give back a little bit as well.
Well, it feels great, especially when you can walk out of the hotel and go see the beach. You know, we don't get that every day in West Texas. So this is a great opportunity for our basketball program, and to be able to have the opportunity to get some games under our belt before the season starts is really a good thing for our program, and we're excited to be out here.
All games are played at the UVI Sports and Fitness Center here on St. Thomas, so check your schedule and get your tickets now. That's it for sports. Allison, back to you.
All right, thank you for that, Gary. And that's it for our show tonight. We're live on Facebook and YouTube and on VIA Channel 4 and 504, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. Follow us on social media, tag us on any stories you want to see on the news, or send us a message on Messenger. You can also email us at newsdirector@tv2.vi. Thanks again for joining us on News 2. I'm Allison Bourne-Vanek. We'll see you next time.